On today's episode, we discuss that really bad Keanu Reeves movie. No, not that one. No, not that one. That one wasn't that bad. No, I'll just tell you. We watched Constantine, and we are in defense of bad movies. Hey everybody, Sam here with another In Defense of Bad Movies. This is of course the podcast where we take a movie that is generally regarded as bad, but at least one of us likes it and can defend it. This episode is no exception. We are doing 2005's Keanu Reeves joint Constantine, which I looked it up earlier. Was it like 45%? Anyway, I am here joined as always by Loren.
Hi there.
Bobby.
Hello.
And we have our sometime co-host, Laura.
Hi.
But this is also an IDOBM All-Star episode because we've got Leah, Jesse, and Ronnie. Woo!
Hey, everybody.
What up?
Hey, guys.
Okay, wait. Raise your hand if you don't like this movie.
I think hand raising is pretty good on audio.
Okay,
meeting.
I want to know.
Everyone say, okay, if you like it, say yes, I like it. Define like.
Yeah, like as a straight binary.
I feel like the better question is, if you don't like it, say so, because I thought everyone liked this
Me
movie.
too.
Yeah.
It's just a good movie.
It is a good movie. That's why I chose it.
Had everyone seen this movie before?
Yes.
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 Indeed.
So, Sam texted us an hour ago saying we're doing this, and I had completely forgot. So I was like, oh shit, I haven't watched the movie. So I actually started watching the movie about an hour ago. And thank God we started this a little bit late. So now I got an hour and 20 minutes into it.
You've seen it,
no,
right?
I've never seen it before. So I watched it.
Jesus Christ, Jesse!
So I watched an hour and 20 minutes of it.
Did you not have enough time?
So no, I actually completely forgot we were doing this tonight. So if you guys could not ruin the end, I really would appreciate it. But I got about 40 minutes left. But I got an hour and 20 minutes into it.
So just want to keep watching while we talk, and you can occasionally throw out.
Yeah, oh wow, okay.
Oh shit, you guys, that was crazy.
This is the fastest the podcast has ever been derailed. That's something.
But to Leah's point, I actually do like it so far. So unless the end's really bad,
I love how this is an all-star episode.
I watched 60% of it.
I have a low bar for what makes
Because
a
they
star.
were late. Because they were like an hour late.
Right? At that point, it would have been 50% of it.
Oh.
I mean,
anyway.
Yeah, you literally had one job.
So I'll just say that there were definitely aspects I liked about it. It doesn't quite hold together. That's my overall opinion. So it's going to be hard to discuss that without getting into the end of the movie, which Jesse...
No.
We are totally talking about the ending.
15
Sorry,
years
Jesse.
ago.
You're out of luck.
That's fine. I actually think
I've heard this Star Wars movie has an interesting ending. I hope to see it one day. I hope no one spoils it.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's crazy.
I forget, Sam. Is there what's the structure? Do we usually I'm sorry. I'll let you.
Yeah, thanks.
Drive it.
Yeah, Sam Drive, bro.
Yeah, thanks for letting me host the show.
I'm
So, I mean, this is actually not too different from what we do. We just kind of open it up like this, and then we've in the past we've kind of synopsized the movie, but then it just again goes off the rails, and we just talk about whatever we want to talk about. So we are basing this on the assumption that the listeners have seen the movie. So as far as I'm concerned, you could talk about whatever. You could start from the end. You could start from the beginning. Whatever.
All right, so I'll come at this from a comic book nerd point of view.
Hey, before you do that, Ronnie, why don't you tell people what it's about? Can you give a quick synopsis?
Yeah, all right. I was thinking about this. So I will give you the 1 minute lore synopsis.
Okay, yeah, do my job. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, it's about a guy who has magic powers that are typically religious related. So it's all around the religious mysticism. and he tries to save a girl from hell. Boom, big picture, done.
Also the world.
Yeah.
Wow, Ronnie, you had like 45 seconds to spare. Very nice.
No, I'm good at this. Laura's not.
I get 10 seconds, Ronnie. 10 seconds.
Oh, is it 10? I thought it was a minute.
I've mixed it up. She's had lots of different varying amounts of
Oh,
time.
all right. If I had 10 seconds, I will admit that would not have been enough time.
I think at some point, we got to as low as 10 seconds. So now this is...
But anyways, so I've read like 300 issues of the comic, and the comic is, save for like 2 runs, the comic is not very interesting, at least to me. And the movie is so much better than the comics.
Okay.
Let me jump in on that. Like the story that's used in the movie is from a Garth Ennis run, right?
Not exactly.
But
just the cancer part?
Yeah.
Yes, they took the Dangerous Habits run. He gets cancer, and so they kind of took that part and elaborated on it.
Was that part of like the part of Constantine that you actually liked?
Yeah, that was actually one of the only runs that I enjoyed.
Indeed. Okay.
Why did you read so much of it?
Because I enjoyed that run so much
Okay.
that I kept thinking that eventually it was going to become that. And instead it was just this super needy guy who whined about all of the girlfriends he keeps getting murdered.
Fun.
Isn't Rachel Weisz a treasure?
Oh, I
We
love
love
her.
Rachel Weisz.
She's
Who
great.
doesn't love Rachel Weisz?
I know.
Wait, was she the female lead?
Yes.
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 She elevates... She's in a lot of stuff that is, like, kind of schlock, but she elevates it so much. You know, like you're... And I'm not saying it's bad, just, you know, it's not high art, like, for instance, The Mummy.
The Mummy was fantastic.
But it is not... But it is not... You know, like...
Even The Mummy 2 was
I like the
good.
Mummy too.
But it's a different kind of good. Like, I'm thinking of as opposed to... What was that movie that she did with Rachel McAdams? Where they were...
Oh, yeah.
The gay couple in...
The gay Orthodox Jews.
The gay Orthodox Jews, yeah. So...
It's not Oscar bait films.
Yeah,
that you're looking
exactly.
at.
That's
These
what
are
I'm
more
saying.
genre
I think we
films.
saw that in theaters.
That's what we need, though. We need good actors putting in good
No.
work and people writing good scripts for fun
No,
stuff.
she-
like Hellboy and Hellboy 2. Hellboy 2 was
No,
good.
Rachel Weisz
The
does...
new Hellboy is probably not.
Rachel Weisz does the Lord's work. I'm not saying...
Especially in this movie.
True.
Okay,
let's
so-
get into this movie.
I had never seen this movie before, and I have no familiarity with Constantine. Without getting too much into what I thought of the movie overall, I did feel... I guess this is directed at Ronnie. I did feel like the way the movie was introducing a lot of like little world building details and not necessarily using them, I felt like maybe it was running around and referencing lots of little bits from the comic. And so I was just wondering, like, is there a lot of like winks to the source material that maybe I wasn't appreciating or getting, like things like Shia LaBeouf's character. There were just, it felt like there were a lot of little characters who in a normal script would feel like be consolidated into one character, but instead we got a lot of little characters who just kind of show up and then have like a little brief payoff later. Like, are those people from the comic or?
Now, it's been several years, so
And Ryan doesn't remember.
Ronnie has
and I'm
the
real
memory
bad
of
at
a
remembering,
goldfish.
but I know like the fat guy priest was a combination of several characters. I believe the Shia LaBeouf character was like an early... I want to say if you read like the first 5 issues, or maybe it's 10, you meet him, and Constantine, as he is wont to do, has basically murders him to save his own skin.
Oh.
So he's kind of from the comics, but not really.
I do feel like in a lot of comic book movies, and this is less the case than it used to be, I think, but a lot of people think like, okay, this is our one chance to make a Constantine movie, and we got to throw everything in.
It felt like that.
Yeah.
I thought kind of.
You see, I kind of disagree because I haven't read the comics. I only watched the movie. I felt like it was a lot of basically like establishing like that, hey, there are rules to how these things play out, and he does kind of just throw them out, but it's kind of one of those like when he takes the cherry, he's like, which way's east? And they turn the cherry. Like they don't need to do that for the movie, but it was a nice touch because it kind of like set up, okay, when you're doing stuff, there's rules because you have to, because in order to actually use, because they don't actually have powers, right? They're using, or he doesn't. They're using artifacts and things like that. But
natural magic.
Exactly. You have to do that correctly because there's rules. And I thought that was actually a really nice touch. Like a lot of the little things that they did really just kind of to me, kind of built this whole. Well, then I like Hellboy though. Hellboy's a lot. There's a lot of that.
I have never seen Hellboy, but I agree with Leah.
Sure.
I haven't read the comics, but I like this movie. And I don't need to know, the background. I thought everything was pretty well explained. I wasn't confused on really anything.
Actually, Laura, on that topic, I would love to hear I guess this is the movie that you're defending. So I actually would like to hear why you really like this movie. And let me I'm coming from the point of view. I don't actually think this is a bad movie, but I would like to see why you put this movie out there.
I saw this movie when it came out. And I just thought it was really cool and an interesting movie. And I'm a big Keanu Reeves fan, so anything with him, I'm pretty down to watch. And I don't know. I just thought it was kind of an interesting movie about this guy who's he's not he doesn't really have powers, but he does. He can help out with. Supernatural things, and I don't know, I just really liked it. I thought it was really fun, and there are certain things. I was telling Bobby, there's 3 things I remember from this movie, and one of them is gonna be a spoiler for you, Jesse, but sorry about that. Come on. Okay, so when the streetlights go out and then he goes oh, the demons are near, every time the streetlight goes out, I always think of the movie. I always think oh my god, there's something around me. That is one of them. The other one is these 2 are actually 2 of them are gonna spoil the ending. It was when the devil takes the tar out of his lungs.
Oh, come on.
I always think of that. I don't know why, that image just sticks in my head. And then the third one is that Shia LaBeouf's character dies. I don't know. It's just sad. I don't know why.
Shia LaBeouf dies? God damn it! No.
There are 3 things I remember. 2 out of 3 of them are the ending.
No. Jesse had a week. This is this is no holds barred.
Yeah, no.
Does anyone else think it's surprising and out of character that Laura apparently loves Keanu Reeves movies? I would not have guessed
I
that.
love Keanu Reeves. I grew up loving Keanu Reeves so much. I mean, he's just the best. Anyone who says otherwise can just go away. I'm keeping my language tame right now, but I probably will get progressively worse by the end of this podcast. But
especially as you keep drinking, Laura.
I'm not drinking anything.
I do rate this podcast as explicit, so somebody better fucking cuss. That's all I'm saying. That's all I fucking.
Yeah, I don't know. I just love Keanu Reeves. He's the best. He's so good.
What's your favorite Keanu Reeves movie?
Oh, God,
besides this one?
So many. I love Speed. He's so good in Speed.
Not your favorite drug. Your favorite Keanu movie.
I don't know. So many. Gosh. Now I'm gonna look and see which one.
It's gonna be the Lake House. Wow.
I love him in. I've seen so many of them. He's
just don't say Much Ado About Nothing. Or
all right.
You know which one? Actually, I don't quite get, and I don't understand The Matrix. I've seen parts of that movie, and I don't get it. So that is not my favorite Keanu Reeves movie.
I feel this this actually comes to a good topic. Keanu Reeves is terrible in this movie. Unless he gets
Let's get into it.
Okay, Jesse, you can go fuck yourself. There we go.
You didn't even watch it.
At least
this isn't even your podcast.
At least I was watching this movie. I was like, thank God he didn't pretend to be British, because Constantine is British. I was like, thank God he did not try to do a British accent, because he'd been even more terrible. But I'm watching him, he's just he's a terrible actor. I like him in some movies, but he's like a piece of chalk,
Let's go down the line. Tell me what everyone thinks
Jesse,
about.
I think you are less than a piece of chalk. So there you go.
We've got on one side we've got Laura's love of Keanu, and the other side is Jesse's dislike. Where does everyone else fall?
like let me clarify first though.
No.
I don't think Keanu's
I don't
bad
need
in
to
every movie. He's not bad in every movie, but like he was supposed to have a range in this movie, and he sucked. At least for the first, at least for the first 60% of it. I can't tell you about the last 40%.
Fuck you.
Okay, I'll shut up.
Yeah, what is so? Leah, you look like you were making faces. That doesn't help the podcast audience, but look like you're on board with Keanu.
Yeah, no, it was fine. I mean, especially when I'm talking about especially when I'm talking about like a comic book movie or something like that. I mean, honestly, there's only so much that I really want from actors, and I think he delivers. You know, like the character isn't this wacky, or like super expressive. I mean, he's this like dour piece of trash, right? Like he's just like this shitty dude. And I thought Keanu was fine with that.
Yeah.
And
I think that Constantine is supposed to be like very like there's like no affectation to him, like that he doesn't have any sort of like emotion, like he doesn't emote much, and then I think that
he's emo, right? He's like super
yeah, like he's like just kind of like broody, like, and I think Keanu Reeves added a lot to that. Like I don't think that.
I mean, I don't know. They added. I feel like he did that. He checked the box to me. Like that's fine. It's fine.
No,
the
because
thing
at
this
the
role needed was a body,
ending,
and
he
filled
like
that.
makes sure he sacrifices himself for her sister so she can go to heaven.
Oh my god!
Jesse, that's what you get.
Because not only did you have 15 years, like Leah pointed out, but it was over a week ago when we decided to do this.
I totally
so
forgot.
You've had.
What a great
I think
choice.
like you picked the day.
Yeah, you did.
Okay,
great.
so my hot take here is that there are a million amazingly talented actors and actresses out there. Loren being one of them. We could put Loren in a movie and she would turn in 10 times the film that Keanu does. That said, he's not terrible, but he is not a good actor.
I would just say he delivered on this role, no problem. To me. I did not see. I wasn't sitting there going, God, why did they cast him? They only cast him because he's Keanu Reeves. I was just like, all right, it's fine. It's like that's fine.
I still want to hear from Bobby and Loren,
fine.
but I'm going to throw in mine, which is just that, I think Keanu Reeves is good at what Keanu Reeves does. And there are specific things that he does. Your John Wicks, your Bill and Ted's.
He was better in this than he was in fucking Cyberpunk. That game.
Wow, that's a hot take.
Having said that, I do think this role called on. I think this role needed I don't think he's supposed to be like just emotionless. I think he is supposed to be more like gallows humor, like he's seen it all, he's jaded, but that doesn't come across, and his sarcasm, to me at least, it just doesn't land. And I feel that's I feel like I haven't read any Constantine, but I feel like just from the movie that is a thing that they were trying to tell us, is this is who that character is, and I thought he couldn't pull it off, but I do like him on lots of other things.
Ronnie says Constantine's just a butthole the whole time.
Ronnie says what?
Yeah, he's
Oh.
not a very likable.
You know what? Maybe I'm wrong, and if that's the case, then it's my problem with this character goes back to the comics. So
You're wrong,
Loren.
Sam. So there we go.
Loren, what's your take on Keanu?
Keanu defies you not to love him, and he has built such a good career with such a limited set of skills. And he's
That's a quote of this podcast.
But I mean that in the best possible way. Like, he seems, in all respects, like he's just a cool human being.
Yeah.
And like his strengths are so interesting and good. And so when he's great, like in a John Wick, or like you're saying, a Bill and Ted, or something where he can laugh at himself, like he's so much fun. And he seems like the coolest guy, and that's why he keeps getting work. And he's not bad in Constantine, but I felt the same thing. And again, it's hard knowing what the character's going for, but he has some scenes where he plays dark and dour very well, but I think you're right. Some on the page, there was a bit of like sarcasm, or anything where he has to be the informed person explaining things to other people is a little harder to buy.
Ooh. Okay. How about Bobby?
I love that.
Hey, she's an actor. She's going to bring that kind of opinion
not
to.
at all.
I come down pretty firmly on Team Keanu. I really like Keanu Reeves. I think for a lot of the reasons Loren just said, I actually think like the Keanu Reeves skill set was pretty well suited for this movie. Like I do think he's pretty good at playing early 2000s emo trash. I thought the sarcasm stuff worked pretty well. I think him, flipping Lucifer off as he's ascending to heaven is
Spoiler,
just
Jesse.
beautiful.
Sorry.
Oh, I like Keanu. I thought he was perfectly fine in this movie.
I'm not going to, just because of all this spoiler stuff makes me think of it, I'm not going to say what it is, but did you guys stick around for the post-credits?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, Jesse, you...
Yes,
I watched them
I
15
definitely
years
did,
ago I watched them.
Jesse, I'm just telling you to stick around for the post-credits.
Okay.
And it's a lot of weight to put on Keanu, I think, like saying whether or not he carried out this role. I think the script also has high points and a lot of low points. And it's, especially if your choice is that he's just the sad piece of crap dour character, like, well, that's not much for me to hold on to as we're just slogging through some of the slower parts of the script.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think this movie was in that sweet spot for Shia LaBeouf, where like he was still playing that same character that he plays super well. Like he hadn't tried to be a leading man yet. So like I was just charmed by him throughout, and I thought he turned in a good performance.
Yeah, I don't think anyone said anything ill of Shia ever.
I think that's
we don't speak ill of Shia LaBeouf.
I think that scene where he was
because he
singing
may
with the
come for
monkeys
us.
was a little bit like, it seemed a little bit like kind of like hand-fisted, like it was kind of weird.
Singing with the monkeys?
No, swinging with the monkeys.
Swinging with the monkeys. Yeah, okay. I see. We all see what you're doing. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Don't explain my joke, Sam.
Wow.
It was already not funny, but then you explained it.
That's
Then you
just
explained
like-
it. Then it was even like
Oh,
not
so
as
flat.
funny.
So
Well,
bad.
Anyway,
somebody needed to.
the one, honestly, like, as far as like comic book movies / action movies go for me, this one was like solid on the money pretty much the whole time, except it had to have the one scene where the girl takes off the amulet for absolutely no reason whatsoever and made her look like an idiot, and I was just like, God, like they didn't even have to have that in there. They didn't have to have an amulet.
Yeah.
You could have just not
There's
had
no payoff
that.
with the amulet at all.
Yeah.
No, there's no payoff for it. It literally only makes her look stupid. Like that's
Well, no,
it
was a kiss scene. There was like a will they, won't they scene.
How much do you
yeah,
want
but
to
you
bet?
could do that. He did it like 4 other times.
Yeah.
How much do you want to bet that
There's
amulet
all
was
the-
an Akiva Goldsman thing that he threw in? When I saw Akiva Goldsman in the credits, I'm like, okay, that explains a lot.
Did he write this?
He was one of the exec producers.
Who
Okay.
is Akiva Goldsmith?
But yeah, what are you talking about?
He's made a lot of horrible movies. He comes up in the podcast a lot.
Your Batman and Robin, your Batman.
No, that's right. He did write that. Your Dark Tower. That didn't come up on the podcast, but yeah.
Ooh, that movie is not great. Actually, where I thought the movie was where she took off the amulet. And I was also like, oh, well, you're really stupid. Why are you doing that?
Yeah, I mean that was the only actual problem I had with that movie. Otherwise, I thought that movie was great. I actually really liked the background characters. I thought that they really kind of set the world up, and I really liked Midnight.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great character, and I love how he
you
was.
haven't even mentioned the best character of the entire movie yet.
Oh,
Tilda Swinton.
Oh God,
Tilda
Tilda Swinton is
is
like
like
the
that's one of the top
chef's
5.
kiss.
no, I
all-time
think
best
cast.
Balthazar is great. Gavin Rossdale.
Ew.
Gabriel is way
You
better
mean
than.
generic-looking 80s businessman? No, thank you.
No, he was great. He was great. He was exactly what
Exactly.
He, needed.
He
he
was
was on the
With
money.
the limited amount
But
he was
fucking
given.
Tilda Swinton,
Yeah, she needs her
when
own movie.
she gets socked in the mouth,
That
and
was so
turns
funny.
away and is like, "Oh!" That was so fucking good. And then she's like, "Look how well you're doing." That's my favorite line from like the whole movie.
Tilda Swinton is amazing.
Look how well you're doing. It was
Absolutely.
like that's just
Wait, what else?
so fucking
What else
good.
is she in? Because she's in a
Are you kidding me?
she's like a Marvel movie, right? Like she was in was she?
She was
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
Doctor
she was
Strange.
in a Marvel movie, but oh my God,
Yeah,
dude.
I mean, like, she always
She's in
plays
everything.
that creepy like psychic type character that could
That's
see.
because she's kind of creepy.
She is kinda creepy.
Because she
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
angel witch
She
sent
is
on Earth.
She is an angel.
No,
She is an
but
androgynous.
she's in Doctor
50%
Strange,
fae.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I've
Yes.
seen her from. Okay, got it.
Yes, she was the horribly miscast racist stereotype.
Yeah.
She did amazing
problem.
with what she had.
Right.
She's
like-
always
she's
amazing.
like
Tilda
Keanu
Swinton Tilda Swinton defies gender and race,
Yes.
so I could see why they would make that mistake by casting her.
I don't know that she defies race. She is most certainly 100%
She doesn't.
white.
She doesn't exist
White.
on this plane. She exists.
Is she actually albino?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
No.
No, she's not.
Her thing is that she plays
just
whatever role
British.
you think David Bowie would be great playing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's actually 100%.
The second quote of this
100%.
podcast. Good job.
Thank you.
God,
Yeah,
Tilda
she's
Swinton's so
fantastic.
fucking good.
I
Yeah, she was great in this movie, man. Just perfect.
I want more
Just
of her for sure.
I gotta say, personally,
Yeah.
I think about 2/3 to 3/4 of the movie, I'm solidly on board, and then it just kind of, at the end, then they tried to do the romance part of it, and like, no, you're
Yeah,
not.
well, I'm really glad that they didn't, because every moment they got close, I was like, no,
Yeah.
fuck that. And then they did, and I was like, okay, thank you. And then they just didn't, and it was great. I was glad.
The romance side is
Like,
actually
this movie,
weird.
fucking
Okay.
Strange Days. God, that movie gets ruined at the end. Because you're like,
seen it.
really? That's a fucking good movie. Oh, I'll do that movie.
I'm gonna
know what
go
you're
back to Tilda Swinton. A thing, Tilda Swinton's amazing,
Let's.
and she's
Everyone
great
should
in
go back to Tilda
everything,
Swinton.
and this is no exception. Like I do wish there was more of her in this movie. A thing that kind of like drove me insane with this movie, and I think it goes back to like they were just putting a lot of things down, is that a lot of things didn't feel very set up. So like normally, you know, like you introduce a thing, you remind the audience about it, and then there's a payoff with it. And so like with Tilda Swinton, you have one scene with her at the beginning, and I don't know, I might be misremembering the movie. She comes back at the very end, and I'm like,
Yep.
I could have done with some Tilda Swinton in the middle too, just because.
Yeah.
I feel like you could. I feel like with a movie as very basic as this one, you might be like beating it over the head. Like you take the surprise out of it.
Yeah.
I think there's not a whole lot of.
It's
room
not
for
that
her to
long
show
of a
up
movie,
again.
and there's a lot of other.
It also
It's
is
super long. It's 2 hours.
Yeah, it's a solid 2 hours. It's your
I
average
know this.
runtime for a movie.
I know this because I was trying to watch
Just
it,
like
and I only had an hour.
Tron.
But it's not. I mean, 2 hours is like a normal length of a movie.
That's a no, but like,
Anymore,
Laura,
yeah.
you out of everyone else should know that a normal length of a movie is an hour and a half. So that's how much romantic comedies go for.
Get in, get out.
What movies have you been watching lately?
So what
Jesse?
did
I'm sorry,
everyone
Hugh
think
Grant
of
movies
Gavin
last 2
Rossdale?
hours, so.
You know, Hugh Grant would have been a
What?
great Constantine.
was
I'm just saying.
sorry.
I think like he's much of an asshole. I think he would have been better than Keanu. I'm putting it out there.
Absolutely
No,
not.
no.
He
Absolutely
would have nailed the
not.
British accent.
No.
He would at least done the British accent. Right?
No. He
What
tried
did everyone
in
think
that
of Gavin
on that TV
Rossdale?
show
Because-
and didn't
Keep trying,
work.
Ronnie.
Like we all saw what a failure that was.
Hey, I have an
What?
original thought and question. What did everyone think about Gavin Rossdale?
I would have thought that like when you put a rock star in a movie, they're gonna just turn in the worst performance ever. But he was good.
Yeah.
He was fine.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
he's
fine.
it wasn't
And he
his
was
fault that his
funky.
character
I
wasn't
mean, he's
interesting.
no Machine Gun Kelly. But,
Wait, who did he play in the movie? Did I get to it yet?
The guy in the striped
Balthazar. He's the one who's
Balthazar.
he's the one who's the coin goes around.
Oh
The
yeah,
half
he-
devil.
He was good.
He was fine.
He didn't have much to do.
Yeah.
But like, isn't Balthazar some sort of like prophet or something? Like, all I can think about,
There is
I'm thinking about like last.
I'm
Sorry,
thinking about Chrono Trigger. Dude.
no. I'm thinking of. I'm actually thinking of Jingle All the Way, where
He's
Arnold
classically
Schwarz-
one of the wise men.
where
Are you
like where
serious?
Arnold Schwarzenegger kicks like that like one of the wise men through the window, and like Phil Hartman goes Balthazar. That's all I can
Jesse?
think about when he did that.
Jesse, stop trying to make this a Jingle All the Way podcast.
No. It's always
We're
gonna go
talking
back to
about
Jingle All the Way.
It's either that or Space Jam.
Yeah. Sorry. No. That's literally all I can think about. Is like that's all I know Balthazar from.
I think he was. Yeah, he was one of the wise men, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think
He
so.
maybe gave myrrh or gold or frankincense. Nobody knows. Hey, I actually liked a lot of the shots, a lot of the character designs, a lot of demon designs. in
Oh
this
yeah,
movie.
there was some great
100%
shots.
agree.
The part where Isabel jumps.
I was telling Bobby I love that part. So I mean,
That part is very beautiful.
And it starts out, like, out of the gate, it starts doing fun, funky shots of, Constantine dropping a cigarette and then an above shot of the car and just like, okay, good job. And I was wondering if they were, Ronnie, you probably don't remember, are they directly from the comics? These shots.
Oh, that I couldn't.
Yeah.
tell.
A lot of them felt like comic
I know,
frames.
Yeah, I know, like Amazing Spider-Man, just Spider-Man. The Sam Raimi one had a lot of things from the comics, just direct shots. But
I actually
that's
like
cool.
while I was watching the movie an hour ago, I wrote like 2 notes, and like one of my notes was movie of really cool shots. My second note was I watch movies with like the subtitles all the time, and my favorite subtitle from that movie is Unholy Grunting.
That sounds like what they should put in porn movies.
Yes, the three wise men are Gaspar, Melchior, and Balthazar. Just like in Chrono Trigger.
Oh yeah! Holy shit, Leah! Today I learned. I'm not religious.
That's the first thing I said. That's the first thing I said.
Wait, so are you implying that the Bible ripped off Chrono Trigger?
Yeah, did the Bible rip off Chrono?
Oh shit.
Nope.
Well, those guys were from the whatever kingdom. That would have been before 1,000. You know.
No.
Wait. I'm sorry. This is not a video.
We're going way too this is a deep cut for like.
This isn't Indoor Kids. Can we? Another person who's always great in everything they're in is Peter Stormare.
Yes.
Him coming in. Oh, you haven't seen. Oh, never mind.
Jesse,
Sorry,
he plays
Jesse.
the devil.
Oh, he was so
He's great.
fucking good.
The devil.
The devil, you say?
He's great.
Yeah, Peter Stormare's.
We're
always
gonna
great.
just totally ruin this for Jesse because he didn't
No,
watch
we
it.
should.
It's his fault.
No. I am not excusing myself in any way. You should rip on me. But if you guys,
Hey, Laura.
No, I thought his character design was outstanding.
Yeah.
Just, like he wasn't like over the top heavy metal. Like I'm the devil.
Yeah.
He was like the dude's an ex-angel, so he's a classy bro.
But he walks around with like dirty ass.
Yeah. Did you guys know that scene where at the end where he's in the hospital, you know, there are all those people, and he's gonna light the water, holy water on them? That the first one who says like it's holy water, that was Michelle Monaghan.
That looked like her.
She had a bigger part initially that got
really?
cut. She was a demon that
I don't know who that
had
is.
more to do.
She's a good actor. She's fun. She's pretty.
Okay.
She's on the
She's in she's his wife in Mission Impossible. Tom Cruise's wife in Mission Impossible movies.
I was like, his wife, Keanu's.
No.
Keanu's
That's who
in
Michelle
Constantine.
Monaghan is.
I have a question written here, which I've forgotten the context. It just says, what did Lucifer do to keep John on this plane?
Oh, he
Ripped out the
he made
cancer
it so he wouldn't
from
die.
his
Basically, healed
Yeah.
him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well.
He took his cancer and he healed his wrist.
Yeah.
It looked real cool.
Yeah.
So does that undo the suicide attempt,
Yeah.
I guess?
Well, he was basically.
Well,
I don't
he's
think it undoes. It doesn't undo the sacrifice. Because he says that he wanted to give him a chance to prove that he belongs in hell.
Yeah.
Also, another question I had, and maybe I just missed something. How does the knife go from that one guy, the one Latin American guy, to... No, wait, is that the question? Maybe that's not the question. What happens to the knife at the end? Does it, lose its power or something?
No,
He tells her to hide it so that no one, including him, can find it.
That's right.
Yeah.
But okay.
So, just so you guys, so some of that ending kind of plays with the ending to Dangerous Habits, I believe it's called. The only Constantine run that you guys should read. It's like 10 issues, and it is so good. And you don't have to know anything ahead of time. Oh man, it is like one of my top 5 comics of all time.
Garth Ennis is pretty solid.
Okay, so about that ending. So I think the best part of the movie, I was totally here for it, is Keanu Reeves flipping Lucifer off as he ascends to heaven.
For sure.
It's amazing. So so just to make sure I have it right, he selflessly uses his, gets Isabel, out of hell and into heaven, even though it means he's sacrificing himself, and then that absolves, that wipes away that makes him eligible for heaven, right? Like that wipes away all the bad shit.
Right. A good, pure, selfless act.
Which they set up early.
And so him flipping Lucifer off as he ascends to heaven is amazing. But for me, it also felt like he knew that was going to happen in the first place. Like the middle finger feels like, haha, my plan worked. And to me, that kind of maybe undercuts the selflessness of his sacrifice.
Bobby told me this earlier, and I don't think it was planned.
Well, he might not have known.
I mean, honestly, though, from what Ronnie told me about the comics, that is very much in character, even if he did know. He does that kind of thing where he sets up, I'm going to sell my soul to this guy, and then to this guy, and to this guy, and if they all come into conflict at the same time, then they're going to fight each other. And
there is something if, like, the rigidity of the rules, like, that's kind of fun also, if it's like, yeah, heaven is just a quota. It doesn't mean anything if, like, it's selfless or not. It's just like, yeah, you've reached a certain number and you're good now.
I mean, that's kind of I feel like that's kind of the undercurrent of the whole thing, though, right? Where he's saying, like, we all have this idea that heaven is good and hell is bad, but really it's just two sides playing the same game.
Yeah.
With the same bet, just from two different angles, and it's not really that. It's just two different sides, not really good and evil. So it's like, that's kind of, to me, that kind of felt like the undercurrent of the whole thing. Whereas, I mean, yeah, there's good and evil, but like, it's still like everybody's doing dickish things just to get their side and one up. So you just play the game, and Constantine's just playing the game.
Yeah,
I do like that aspect of it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever read Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell?
It's great.
So fucking good.
The magic system in this is very reminiscent of that, where it's like, it's a full, there's 8,000 books already written that house the magic system, and we're just getting like a peek at it. And so like, when he does the thing like, make sure the chair is facing east, like, he's just a guy who's memorized all of these books, and we just, like, that's why he works so well. And that's why I really like the magic in this, because it feels like you're
it's like Hellboy.
Yeah, you're just seeing a piece of it.
Yeah.
Hellboy's same way. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I would say that like my favorite part of this movie is that like they give you kind of glimpses into the universe, and like you can tell that this universe has a lot to it, and it feels like you're watching it and you're going like, there's, you know, like they're not explaining everything, but they don't need to. It's just like, this is just how the world works, and I really enjoyed that about this movie.
I'm being an atheist. It's kind of funny that that is one of my favorite plot things, is the mythology of Christianity, not Christianity itself, and getting into that. So to have that and have them to see it through this vantage point of like, yeah, it's not good and evil. It's just two sides against each other, and that's just the way it is. I think
it's an interesting take as a Christian, because I constantly go back and look at, okay, why do I believe this still? Is this still no, I'm still good. So I actually like I read a lot into the mythology, like, you know,
that's cool.
The angels and the Goetia and like the Apocrypha texts and the you know, the Keys of Solomon and stuff like that. Like there's some cool shit, but it's also like, all right, but does that still track with me? Yeah, no, it does. All right, good. No, I'm still good.
And I do like bringing in the supernatural aspect of, you know, that's like one of the things I loved about the Indiana Jones movie, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, notwithstanding, of course, because they decided like, forget it. We're not going to worry about Christianity and that mythology anymore.
Aliens.
Yeah, like that, and witchcraft stuff has always been interesting to me. Any of those storylines.
Dude, totally.
Yeah, I don't know why.
So Sam, I don't think we've heard yet what you don't like about this.
Well, I think that it just doesn't, to me, it doesn't hold together very well. The ending kind of gets muddled, and I am not exactly, as somebody who has a Bad Movie podcast, I am not the best at discussing movie theory or anything. So it is just a lot of like, oh, well, this just didn't land with me. Like I said, Keanu Reeves's his lack of the ability to be a Lenny Briscoe from Law and Order, for instance. You know, that it just, but given Lenny Briscoe type lines and just him not selling it, just don't work well with me.
I'm totally out of like the references. Who's Lenny Briscoe?
It's unfair to compare anyone to Jerry Orbach.
Of course,
obviously,
it is.
He's in a category all his own.
He was during that sweet spot of Law and Order when it was the two detectives, Chris Noth,
yeah.
And
we didn't watch.
I would just like go and like immerse yourself in pop culture, because you don't know anything. Okay.
He was on it.
Well, okay, I am not into Law and Order, so
he was on Law and Order for like 12 years or something. Like really.
Oh, I know. Dun.
They have a street named after him in New York because he's that much of a presence.
Law and Order.
He's the voice of Lumiere. Are you still talking about Jerry Orbach?
Yeah.
You guys should watch the new show,
Resident Alien.
I
want to watch that.
He what's the
Alan
guy's name?
Tudyk.
Ah, shit.
Oh yeah,
Alan Tudyk plays an alien, and he loves
Law and Order.
Law and Order.
That's funny.
And
Hey,
it's a solid little show.
You guys
Save it
should watch
for
Law and Order
things
because
that
it's
need no defense.
great. Okay.
Nah, Resident Alien though. I didn't see it.
Well.
It's not actually. It's not good, but it's fun.
well, before we move on, are there any other? You've gotten my take on it. Anyone else who had strong takes one way or the other?
I want to hear Loren.
Yeah, I haven't
Lauren's
heard
been
a
quiet.
peep out of Loren.
I don't have any strong takes. I'm pretty similar to Sam, where there are things I really like about the movie. I think the climax is so engaging and exciting, and I think that the rest of the movie struggles a bit from just maybe too much exposition and meandering a little bit in some parts. And, you know, in some ways I like the simplicity of just we don't have to explain everything. There's just nods to the greater magical world, and some things that I feel like, oh, that was a little opaque. That could take a little bit more. It's, you know, it's solid. It just needed more for me to be great.
You know what I really like I thought that opening sequence with the exorcism, that was really effective as a proper horror scene. And I think I wouldn't have minded if there was more horror, straight up horror in it, but I know that's not what it is necessarily. But
Yeah, they did a lot more showing of the creatures than they would if it was like a horror.
yeah, that is very true. Because I thought that was super effective, and until the not great special effects of the
early 2000s.
yeah. But I mean, that comes to the territory. I don't fault the movie for that. In fact, there were some actually really good effects that I did like, but they were practical mostly. Where'd Jesse go?
Well, tell us more, Sam. Don't just leave us
knows?
hanging.
Like I said, that creature design, that demon creature, with like it looked like his head was cut off or whatever. That was cool. Those were cool designs.
That was like Silent Hill kind of thing.
Yeah, I could see that.
I thought they did a really cool job with the angel wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They looked like equal parts menacing and angelic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And it really looked cool. It was a cool effect when, now that Jesse's back, I can say it, that Gabriel's wings were cut off.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Did he catch that?
I did.
Okay.
And I'm really sorry because like I was actually really looking forward to like Lauren's like breakdown of it, but I had to pee so bad. I was like, I had to go. I was like, but I look forward to listening to this podcast again so I can hear it. But like, I was like, oh man, I really want to know what Lauren says, but like, I gotta go to the bathroom right now.
It wasn't very good. You're fine.
No, that's not true. You are a.
Well, Loren had a surprisingly critical take of it.
It's a hot take.
I don't know if it was surprising.
I thought everyone except for Sam loved this movie because it's so good.
I feel like I might be overselling what I don't like. It didn't quite hold together. I enjoyed it. It was very diverting. It was fun.
Yeah,
there were a lot that I did like about it, just to be clear.
This doesn't feel like a very difficult movie to defend because I feel like at least most of us are like it was okay, and there's some of us that are like it was really good.
This made it onto Roger Ebert's most
I
hated
saw
movies of all time.
Wow, Jesus! Well, he's dead. What does he know?
So there's
Wait,
some strong opinions out there.
Did you guys ever see Legion?
Yeah.
Oh, this show?
Oh, that was bad.
No, that movie's fucking good,
Oh.
dude.
Well, dude, wait, Legion, the one with the demon ice cream truck guy.
Yeah,
I saw
great.
it too. That's right. I remember that.
That was
Yeah, it
a
was
good
fun.
movie.
Prophecy is also a pretty good movie if you're into this kind of stuff.
Christopher Walken?
Yeah, Christopher Walken. Who was it? Was it Henry Rollins? I don't know.
It's
but
funny
it was
because this movie isn't my typical genre, and I like it for the main reason is Keanu Reeves.
That is true. That usually you like things that are British and shitty, but like this movie was like not British distinctively.
Well, yeah, it's not British.
Actually,
Although
like
it's
Well, Legion
supposed to
has Lucas Black in it.
Well, the character of John Constantine is extremely
he's super British, usually.
So it was a surprise that he wasn't British in this movie.
Well, he's also in whatchamacallit, Legends of Tomorrow, DC Legends of Tomorrow. Constantine is in it pretty regularly.
Well, he had a series as well. CW tried to make that happen.
Yeah. I am curious. Like, I feel this is related to it. Like, so we know like Leah's a Christian. Is anyone like else like not atheist or agnostic in this group?
I'm Christian and am proper fearful of hell. So any movie that likes to depict normal people going to hell, do not like.
She does not like Drag Me to Hell.
Nope.
All right. Well, we all know that Sam and I were godless gingers, and Ronnie's an atheist. Bobby and Laura, you're a religion.
Yeah, I'm Christian, and I thought it was interesting, and hell is very scary. That I don't know if I mean I'm Christian, but I don't know if I believe in hell. That's where I stand on that one.
I have a different take on.
my doubts on that. So
I'm hoping it's not
Yeah.
real.
Well, I think it's like more of like a on your way to heaven kind of thing.
I like the Catholic model of like, okay, maybe you have to like work off your credits, you know? Like a Christmas Carol view of the afterlife is what I enjoy.
I think we just launched another podcast, like the In Defense of Bad Movies, like, or In Defense of Bad Religion.
Wait, the band?
People who love
people
bad
are just
religion.
very confused. They're like, "Where's the music? Where's the music?"
Host it.
No, I can't be a host of that. I don't know anything about religion.
Oh, that reminds me.
No, you should.
That reminds me. Guys, this is our 50th movie. This is episode 50. It might be it technically might be 49 because I might have done a repeat, but there was also a lost episode, so we're going to call it our 50th episode.
Well, congratulations.
Congrats, guys. Good job. It's thanks for
Thank
having
you.
having back on. This is a lot of fun.
The mini-sode will be technically our 100th of everything, put out. And we have asked Jesse to host like just a little thing on it. So look for that in the mini-sode.
Yeah, I'm excited to do that. If I remember.
You do not have to listen to all our podcasts, so don't worry if you missed the last third of them. Ronnie has a question.
No, I listened to all
okay.
your podcasts.
No, you're awesome.
Yeah, so
you should probably be the host.
Yeah, you really fucked up, man.
As long as you put them on YouTube, that's where I do all of my
podcast
I
consumption.
put something on while I'm doing other stuff.
Gotcha. So cool. We've let's talk
Tilda
about.
Swinton and Rachel Weisz are great.
yeah,
Rachel-
they
oh,
are.
yeah, we
Rachel
didn't talk
Weisz
about
is
her enough.
amazing too.
It's really cool she has a twin, too. That's pretty
You
crazy.
guys should watch Angels in America, where Tilda Swinton
Oh.
plays another angel. And
That's
it is
not Tilda
amazing.
Swinton.
No, it's not.
No, that's
this-
Emma Thompson,
Emma Thompson.
and she's great.
Another angel on earth that we've been graced with to make our lives better, obviously.
I remember I hate watching that at Leah's old roommates and being blown away by how good that was.
Yeah, it was. Really
This is the
good.
HBO version, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the
Well, you're
HBO.
starting with an incredible play.
Yeah, it was a great play, a great cast. I love how they got at least one of the actors like from the actual.
Yeah, the original Belize.
They're
Who is Jeffrey Wright
Yes.
now? Who is famous
Oh
now?
god, he is
Oh,
so
Jeffrey Wright?
fucking great.
Yeah. He's incredible.
awesome.
Yeah, he's so fucking good.
So, Lauren, let's do IDOBM presents IMDb Trivia TM.
Oh,
Which is,
okay.
of course, where Lauren scours the internet, just IMDb, to see what trivia there is on the movie, and then reports to the group.
That's right. The super accurate user interface trivia on IMDb, which is absolutely questionable in its factuality. But there were a few interesting bits of trivia on there that I did enjoy. As we've covered a few times, the character is supposed to be British, and there was, some supposition of why it changed to LA, if that was just to accommodate Keanu. But according to this one bit of trivia, the truth is the original script kept him as British, but no producers responded to it. So when they finally changed to American, suddenly the script got picked up really quickly.
Stupid.
Thank God.
Well, Los Angeles, it's very relatable.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
if he's going to do his fucking Shakespeare accent, that would not have gone over well.
Well, he could have done his
Dracula.
Bram Stoker's Dracula
How was
accent.
that? How was that?
Oh,
Not
It was-
great.
The worst movie, worst accent, worst everything.
Hey, at least Gary Oldman was in it.
That's true. He was good
man,
in
he's-
that.
I actually
So
like
good.
that movie, his
It's
accent notwithstanding.
it's a bananas movie.
Well, yeah.
So the accent's not as weird, but still definitely terrible. Let's see. Okay, so according to an interview with the AV Club, Peter Stormare says that he helped develop his own costume design for Lucifer, which we all, I think,
That's
are
cool.
full on board. The off-white linen suit, tar dripping from the feet. And the producer and director initially wanted what we were talking about, the tragic, leather pants, bare-chested, spiked collar, tattoos. So
That's better for Gavin Rossdale. Like, you put the rocker in that position.
that's a fair point. But no, it's so much better. I
Yes.
think that doing him this way was just perfect. And then we were talking a bit about the shoehorned romance, but according to one bit of trivia, it's actually something that they were really fighting against. The director, Francis Lawrence, really didn't want there to have any kind of love story, that, feeling there was too much going on, and that was not really something they wanted to do. And they're actually reminiscing, the actor says, like, they refused to shoot a kiss scene because they knew if they did, they would use it in the film. So even though there might have been times where they came close, they really avoided putting anything explicitly romantic into the film. That's an interesting bit of trivia, because I really feel the film doesn't bear that out entirely, and whether or not its producers' notes of like, give us something. There are far too many scenes where their heads are really close, unnecessarily so, and that final scene's crackly with romantic stuff. So I still feel like the movie tried to code their relationship as potentially romantic, even if they purposely made the choice never to go over the edge on that.
Well, I mean, like, he did try to drown her in a bathtub, and to me, that's the most romantic thing you can do.
Jesse's single.
What?
Now, Loren, I've been in the car with you.
Don't check my bathtub.
Loren, I've been in the car with you on several occasions, and I remember distinctly, easily having multiple conversations with us being that close.
That's pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe it's one of those things. Like, now it's unthinkable. Look at all that crowd.
Sometimes
I was like, Loren, you're so close, but I guess I like K-Rock. This is fine. You don't have to be this close.
Loren, how often are you riding in cars with
Loren, put a necklace around your neck, Ronnie, and look down your cleavage? It was very awkward.
No, that was the only not awkward part.
In fact, that's why she took that off. She's like, man, nothing gives him that right.
Well done.
So that's trivia.
That's trivia.
Not a whole lot,
good.
but cool.
Very good. Very good.
Now let's talk about the movie we wish we'd seen.
Ugh, this movie is crap. I could write a better movie in my sleep.
And now, IDOBM presents the movie we'd wish we'd seen.
That is where we take an aspect of the movie and would like to see it develop further. A sequel, a prequel, a character who deserves their own movie, etc. I'll throw mine out there. They had a close-up, that the demon thing with its head cut off, the Silent Hill-like one. They had a close-up of its head, and there were lots of demon-y things going on in there. And I want to see their life. I want to see that movie. Even if it is just a short. Just because that...
Demon roommate
in
the head.
Yeah, it's like Peep Show for demons. Or friends.
Is it a broad sitcom?
One of them's meticulously clean and one's dirty.
You know what? I don't know. I'm going to just let the director of this movie decide how he wants to do it.
The poster is them standing back to back with their arms crossed. And one looking strict and one looking beleaguered.
But it's actually there's more than that. But so it's like a Spice Girls kind of thing. It's a whole collection of outfits and personalities.
We should be writing this. This is amazing.
Well, we're recording it, so
I don't know about that.
That's true.
That's even better.
Patent pending. Okay, who else? Who wants to go next?
Well, I want
want
Terry Pratchett to come back from the dead and rewrite the script with Neil Gaiman and have a lot more focus on Gabriel and Lucifer hanging out, Good Omen style.
Yes,
I'm talking
Good
Aziraphale and Crowley, and they're sort of frenemies and it's just their life together.
Well, it wouldn't be Gabriel and Lucifer. It would be Gabriel and Balthazar.
Yeah.
Balthazar.
Nah, I want Lucifer. I want Pierce Stormare as much as I can get.
Wait. First off, Terry Pratchett's dead. Second off, Neil Gaiman's alive.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, Jesse.
He didn't get to the last 2/3 of Terry Pratchett's life yet, so he doesn't know what happens.
Well done.
I will say, unfortunately, The Watch is not good.
Is it not good?
It's not
I didn't... When
I'm very sad.
Yeah.
It's not good.
That makes me sad.
Loren,
I was hoping it would...
You should watch it because it is a trip.
It
but
is
it is
out
not
there.
good.
It's a bummer because they took my favorite storyline and or my favorite collection of characters and everything, and they just kind of were nah, it's fuck around. Now we're just fucking around. It's God damn it! Could you have done that with somebody else, any other storyline?
That's a shame.
They Waluigi'd it.
It is one of the most frustrating things in the world where they take an existing property that you like and they try to make it into something that it's not. especially trying to
it-
make
you
it
know-
something that's popular right now.
Oh my god!
I don't have a huge problem with people kind of doing a different take, because they did do something pretty different with like Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. I felt when they did like the man with thistledown hair was not at all how I imagined him in the story. In fact, I don't think it really came across that way in the story at all. They made him all sinister and dangerous and stuff like that. Whereas in the story, he's like dangerous because he's so out there and
Right.
just like
Chaotic neutral.
yeah, he's just a wacky guy, and it's to the point that and that it's dangerous to be around him because he's so unpredictable, not because he's trying to hurt you all the
Yeah.
time. So I kind of expected when people were talking shit about that. I know this is totally off topic for this.
What are you talking about again? I
You'll
missed
cut
what
it
you're
off.
talking about.
Terry Pratchett wrote a series of books about Discworld, and one of the storylines in that is about the group of night watchmen in a major city. It's like a fantasy setting, and the night watchmen, and they made a BBC series about this story of the night watchmen, and it took all these characters, and it basically just kind of was
What's the
like
series called?
it's called
The
it's called
Watch.
Discworld.
Oh, okay.
The series is called The Watch. My phone thinks I'm talking about it.
I love
No, seriously.
the best part of that show is that all of the goblins are communist.
Yeah, the goblins. They're pretty great.
Or was that in the books?
Communist.
It probably was.
It's so good. I love that part.
Yeah, it's a bummer that it's so.
Wait.
It's this one.
Well, Sam, going back to
That's
yes,
it, yeah.
Sam, going back to your question.
Yes.
The movie I would love to see was actually made. Like I don't know
Is it
that
13
they
Ghosts?
could have done. I don't. I don't know that they could have done a whole lot more with this without like alienating lots of people. So I feel like they kind of made necessary dumbing down where what was required, and they kind of streamlined some things. I mean, if I had to wish for anything, I would maybe say to take that one Garth Ennis, I think Bad Habits, and just make that a movie because it's worth it. But this took a lot of it picked bits and pieces from lots of stories, and I think they did a good job.
Okay, cool. In general, even if I even if I'm defending it or whoever's defending it, they still get a say in how to make them do the thing, because just a fun way to pick another part of the movie you want to see, or to just make a smart ass joke. But if that is your opinion, then by all means, let's go. How about Jesse? How about you? What's the movie you wish you'd seen?
I don't really think Jesse should answer because he didn't finish
He
it.
wished
So
he had seen-
how about he just
he wished he'd seen this
how about
movie
he just
2
watches
years ago.
this movie?
I do have something to say. Like I kind of wish I had a movie where the person that wanted me to watch it would have contacted me 2 hours earlier, so I had actually time to see it. That's the type of movie I'd like to see.
So you want a mother?
Please put that on Craigslist.
I thought it was good. I just wouldn't want her to take the stupid necklace off. That made no sense, and it was really dumb.
That actually does
Or just don't put it on in the first place.
Yeah.
Just don't have it come up.
Yeah, why have the gun in the first act if you're not going to use it in the third act?
I didn't.
If it's just going to be
Well,
thrown away.
it's not even that. It was a stupid plot point that just made everyone look dumb.
It wasn't the first act. It was 3 minutes later.
I can tell you, from just seeing it, that was literally when I left. She took off the necklace. What the hell did she take off the necklace for? This is stupid.
Yeah, it just made her look really dumb, and so there's not really a need for that.
And Rachel
She
Weisz
doesn't
deserves better.
Well, the character just doesn't the character doesn't come across as making bad decisions to put herself in trouble. So it didn't really even come across that way in the movie. It didn't seem like they wanted her to have made a bad decision and put herself in trouble. It just seemed like they needed her to take that stupid necklace off so the demons could catch her. And it's don't have it put on in the first place.
Yeah.
Just don't put it
Feels like
on.
a relic of an earlier cut or something. Just because it really serves
Maybe.
absolutely no purpose in the movie.
It doesn't even seem like that. Like that's what they were trying to do. You know what I mean? It just ends up looking that way because it's such a dumb thing. Otherwise, it was great.
It is so baffling to me when they have that, when obviously a movie has gone through a bunch of hands, and there are things from earlier drafts that stick around. It's like, even just as a proofreader, how do you not, like, if you're handed the script, how do you not immediately, like, if you're taking this out, take it out everywhere?
I think the real dick move was when Keanu took it away from Pruitt Taylor Vince, the psychic he was working with before, who clearly needed it. And he's like, no, I'm just going to take this from you. So you're immediately at risk.
That's the bees guy?
No, the priest.
No.
Okay.
No.
The drunk guy. The drunk priest. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You said that. Sorry. I didn't hear it.
No, that's
I really liked his character.
the bees or the drunk priest?
The drunk
The
priest.
drunk priest.
What about
Were
the
they
bees?
bees?
Not the bees!
No one's
We're
talking
not-
about
no
the
one's
bees guy.
talking about the
The bees! Stop the
Just because
bees!
his name was Beeman
That's
doesn't
Wicker
mean
Man.
bees.
Sorry.
No,
Sorry,
okay.
sorry.
Actually, about that, when the demon comes and attacks them, when the lights go out, the thing that Laura mentioned earlier, that was another effect that I thought was effective. That was really good.
Yeah.
And that was cool. I liked it.
Looked cool, but really easily resolved again. Like,
Well, yeah.
I felt like Dumbledore was just there. That's a very deep cut for Harry Potter fans.
Very deep cut. The first movie. First few minutes of the first movie. Did we hear from Bobby?
We have not heard from Bobby or Laura about like what they like.
I mean, I obviously want a bleak, dark comedy about Gabriel having recently lost her wings.
Ooh, that's good.
You know, trying to deal with being human, where she clearly hates.
Fish out of water, man.
It's like the ultimate
Why
fish
not
out
a
of water.
series?
She hates
Disney
humans.
Plus
She's got to be
series.
human. It's all there.
Like, we could make it
You're right.
Trading Places too.
It's like when you're watching Xena and like the gods get made human and they have to like learn how to shower and stuff like that.
and not rape people. Sorry, I was thinking of.
You didn't watch Xena?
No, I was thinking of the Greek gods in general.
Hey, did you hear that?
No, that was great because Aphrodite got made human and everybody walked around talking about how much she stank because she didn't know she had to. It's great.
Hey, did you hear that?
Xena, 5 stars.
Oh my god.
The internet
new
is
podcast.
the internet is pushing Gina Carano to be replaced by Lucy Lawless on The Mandalorian.
Approve.
Well, if the internet wills it so.
Yeah,
Can she still?
I don't know, but she can fly.
kick ass?
We learned that from
She
The
still
Simpsons.
got
She's Lucy Lawless. Of course she can kick ass.
All right, she can still kick ass. I mean,
She looked good in Battlestar Galactica.
I don't know. I wish they had
15-year-old.
fired her earlier because now what they fired her for does not.
It's problematic.
It's nothing compared to what she was
It's
doing
the
before.
straw that broke the camel's back.
I understand that, but they're going to be like, everyone's going to point out what she did that got her fired, and they're going to be like, that's it. Oh, cancel culture.
I mean, like,
So Laura,
Because it was not that. I mean, yeah, it's a stupid thing to write, but it wasn't one of those like get you fired.
well, to be
things.
fair, we're constantly like
fair.
under threat of Jewish space lasers. So I feel she was
That's
okay, like to point that out. I feel like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. That's
super cancel.
well, also she couldn't be more clear because then they would definitely shoot her with said space laser. You've got to be a little bit oblique in these things, you know.
okay.
That's true. The movie I want to see, I want Keanu Reeves to address the Jewish space laser pandemic we're having.
Isn't that like Pi? Movie Pi.
Oh, I don't.
I was thinking
I couldn't understand that movie.
Battleship Earth. Was that?
Battlefield Earth.
Battlefield Earth. That's right.
Battleship.
You're confounding your Battleship Earth with Spaceship Earth.
So
All right, Laura.
yeah, Laura, what movie do you want to see?
Well, I also like this movie a lot, and I think if there was one thing that I would maybe change about it would be Shia LaBeouf's character, because I feel like at the end after he dies, he's just it's such a sad scene, and you're just kind of like, he's dead, you know. And I don't know, I wish he was in it maybe a little bit more. Like, he just kind of shows up here and there, but then it's like he's in it. I don't know. There's so many other characters going on, so I don't know. Either maybe like maybe just spend like a little bit longer on him on the end, or not have him.
You know, it'd
in
be
there. I
good.
don't
Fucking
know.
like a fucking buddy comedy, like Midnight and the Angel, like fucking kicking ass.
Who's Midnight again?
Jim
I don't know. I thought Midnight and Shia LaBeouf had like a little connection there.
Yeah, I was like
Yeah.
feeling that, and then like Midnight just doesn't go
Oh,
with
yeah,
them at the end. I was
I don't
like,
know.
you should totally go with
Just
them.
another number.
So yeah,
This is normal Tuesday for Shia LaBeouf.
This would be like, you know, kind of like Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I was gonna say, pitch the HBO Max series.
Yeah, this would be like fucking Midnight and the Angel.
I'd watch it. Yeah, I thought Shia. I would have liked to have seen more Shia too.
I mean, I don't want to watch Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, exactly. I can't. It's just like
But I'd watch him. I'd watch him for sure.
I'm
Okay,
agreeing.
okay,
Maybe
rules.
Chaz needed more time. I can't unsee Shia. At this point, I'm like, nope, he's fine. Leave him where he is.
We can recast. We can just,
Yeah.
we need a younger guy anyway.
Yeah,
Just a younger
exactly.
guy.
Yeah, who's,
There's a
How about
million
Harry
younger guys who
Styles?
play
Who
that role.
replaced him in the other movie? You know.
certainly there's
do you
a
love Harry
new
Styles?
fast-talking everyman out there.
You're John Leguizamo.
There we go.
I think that's the wrong direction. For
No,
Amy
that was
direction.
exactly what I was looking for.
Okay.
No, Bobby.
She shouldn't have taken off the stupid necklace, man. She walks out, she's like, men! And then she leaves the necklace in the car. It's like, God fucking damn it!
I forgot she said men.
That was the worst. I was
Oh,
like,
it's so
Jesus
stupid.
fucking Christ. It's so stupid, and it's like, dumb girl, bitch, feminist, dumb
I don't even
shit.
remember
She just thought it was an ugly necklace.
really did.
So she's like, no, I'm gonna take this off.
That is so.
She's like, stay in the car, slam,
This girl doesn't wear jewelry.
Oh my god! The best part is like that's literally where it like stopped the movie at. It's like that's the last thing I saw.
Oh my God, Jesse, you have so much more of that movie to watch.
Well, yeah. Well, you guys want to watch it after this?
No.
I got about 40 minutes.
We all watched it.
Oh, well, okay.
Well-
Good for you for doing your homework.
Yes.
The good news is our next segment does not require having watched this movie at all.
Yes.
And that is things that need no defense. This is just whatever you're into right now. Bobby, what are you into right now that needs no defense?
Oh, okay. Reply All is one of my favorite podcasts, and right now they're in the middle of a series about the fall of Bon Appetit. I don't know if people are up to date on that, but Bon Appetit had a very
They
popular.
don't even know what it is, okay?
No, I'm vaguely
It's a
aware
magazine,
of
right?
this
That's
from
an app,
other
right?
things.
Bon Appetit is a food magazine. They had a very, very popular
magazine.
YouTube channel that got called out on a lot of racial inequity over the summer, and then just totally imploded. And so they have they're doing Reply All is doing a series on kind of like the culture of racial inequity at Bon Appetit, and it's really interesting so far. So highly recommend Reply All's series on Bon Appetit.
Cool. How about you, Laura?
Gosh, I was just thinking about what can I recommend, and
We can come back to you if you want. If you're not ready.
No, I was just I don't know if I've watched anything that's good. I watched this terrible thing on Netflix that I would not recommend, that Bobby and I started, and we were just like, why are we watching this? And we decided to just
Constantine?
finish it. And no, it's a show called What If, like what/if.
Oh.
It's so bad. But I know what I just watched and I've been thinking about is I watched the show Sex Education, and I'm caught up and I really liked it a lot, and the ending of season 2 was really delightful, and I was just been thinking about it a lot, and I'm like, I can't wait for the 3rd season to come out.
I'm not familiar with this. Tell us about it.
Sex Education or What If?
Yes. Sex Education.
Sex Education. It takes place in England and like the suburbs, and the kid from Asa Butterfield, I think is his last name. He is the main star, and they're in
Scully.
high school.
Scully's in it.
Yes.
She plays his mom.
Yes. Gillian Anderson plays his mom. And she is an actual sex therapist, and he decides that he is going to give advice to kids at school about sex, and so he kind of starts this side business, and then he meets this kind of misfit girl there, and then she looks like Margot Robbie. It's really interesting. And then, so it's kind of like his relationship with her, their friendship, and then there are a lot of other characters in it too, like his best friend Eric, and Eric is gay, and so it's like his life, and then some other kids. So it's interesting. I don't think I'm doing a good job describing it, but it's a really good show.
You're not.
It's a really good teen
It had
comedy.
more than 10 seconds.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't heard of it because I felt like it's been like a social media thing for a while. So I was kind of late to the show on it. But.
Interesting. How about you, Leah?
Oh, wait, before Leah goes. Hey, Bobby, have you seen the Jack Saint videos on YouTube about Bon Appetit?
Yes, I have.
Oh, I got another Jack Saint fan.
I like Jack Saint a lot, yeah.
So how about you, Leah?
Well, I started getting into K-pop a little bit.
Oh my god, K-pop is so fun.
That's kind of fun. I don't know that it's like my go-to, but I definitely like would be fine with it on, like just having it on. There's definitely like, it's good jams. I like
Wait,
it.
Korean?
Do you like in particular groups?
Or we're talking about Korean pop? Oh,
That
okay.
is what K-pop means, Justin.
I thought I didn't know if it was a show or whatever we're talking about.
Well, like
No.
K-pop or like Blackpink, just the regular, just the big one. I haven't really like gone down the rabbit hole too much. There's a lot in the discography between the two, so you can pretty much do just fine.
Jesse, I'm glad you
Where did it all
asked.
start, Leah?
Because I did know,
What?
but our
Where did
listeners
it
might
all
not.
start?
Oh, Dynamite! That fucking Dynamite song in
Oh.
the commercial, man. That fucking shit's good, dude.
Yeah, Leah heard that Dynamite song on a commercial, and then just the next month of my life was not the nightmare.
It's a good song, man. That song's a banger. But then I also like started watching like just like comedies on Netflix, like comedy stand-ups, like because I want to just get my fucking mind off everything that's going on. I mean, you do what you can.
Yes.
You affect the change that you can. You know, I was phone banking, I was postcarding, and like
You can't work 24/7.
donating money and stuff. But at a certain point, it's like, well, I can't. Especially now, there's no election. There's nobody for me to contact. All of my representatives are doing what I want them to do. So I'm just gonna. I mean, I follow the news, but I'm not gonna like. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it. I just want to watch some comedies and shit.
This is
So
where we
I
should
just
all
do that
be.
now. I just do that now.
Anyone in particular?
I started. I want to watch like some Kristen Shaw.
She's a horse.
Stuff
She's a
fucking
horse.
good. But I haven't.
That's a bit. That's not us being cruel. Look up Kristen.
I
Look
don't
up Kristen
know
Shaw's
that-
horse.
I don't
you!
know
Look, Leah gave you
that reference. So
After this YouTube,
You
Kristen,
guys are trash.
after this,
is this Sex in the City we're talking about now?
No.
after
Wait,
this,
I just got
look up
canceled by
Kristen
Leah.
Shaw as a horse. It's her and Kurt Braunholer, and
Yeah.
it's magical.
Okay. That's
Also,
okay.
side note, Leah, if you've never watched Flight of the Conchord, she's amazing on that show. So
Oh, okay. I love Jim Jeffries, although he kind of did like one of those things like lately that was like he kind of was like talking about how people shouldn't get mad at comedians and stuff like that. Like he was talking about Dave Chappelle, although he did have one good point that I will give him, and it doesn't really apply to the thing he was talking about. But what he was talking about, he's like, okay, yeah. So as comedians, you're supposed to like figure out what the line is, and you go up to the edge, like right, like, but you don't go over because that's not fucking cool, and you don't want to do that. But as things go on, that edge gets moved back, and for people to go back and nail you on shit that was,
That's fair.
Like, and it's fine to say, hey, we don't do that anymore. But to say that, oh, that's a bad person when they don't do that, anymore,
Right.
but they used to be acceptable. So I get that a little. Although I also think it's bullshit when people are like, I'm being silenced when I have 3 Netflix specials and a million Twitter followers and
And I'm
$1 million.
on the floor of the
Or
House of
millionaire.
Representatives.
Oh yeah, like
That is.
I'm censored when I can speak to America. Like
All that is bullshit.
Indeed.
But I get that point. I'm willing to concede that point.
But I think
Sort of concede.
I think also like in cancel culture, you are not automatically canceled for something you said 10 years ago that was over the line. If
No.
you can right now just say like, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that, dude, you're off the hook. There might be some diehards.
Generally.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, most people, like, aren't actually canceled. Most people, somebody says something like, you shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
And then there's, like, 17,000 people who will go, I can't fucking believe they said that. And then there's another 17,000 going, no, they should have fucking said that because you're all a piece of shit and you should all go to hell. And then there's, like, those people fight.
Yeah.
It's not even like people actually calling the dude out on his own. Like, and that dude just is fine and keeps booking shows and selling tickets.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're fine.
they're all fine.
Cool. How about you, Ronnie? What are you into?
Well, I've been unemployed for a year, and I'm not allowed to leave the house. So the only thing I've got to recommend is I recommend the YouTube channel Some More News. It's a former writer at Cracked who now does I guess, similar to John Oliver's show. And now that Trump is gone, I'm looking forward to it kind of going back to actual news instead of just bits, because how often can you talk about Trump before you want to blow your brains out? Mm-hmm. So I recommend it.
Cool. That and how about you, Jesse? Now this is going to be weird because you told me beforehand you were going to recommend Trump.
Yes,
and just everything he does.
I feel that like I should probably be a little bit more original. Like, I mean, we're all assuming me, the white male, just like do that. So I know I was making fun of Laura because of like how unoriginal she was, but I've actually for the first time been watching the show Girls, and the HBO show, yeah, because I just got HBO Max, and so I've been trying to like make the most of my thing. So I've been like, oh, I heard Girls was good, and yes and no. Like, Girls is a good show, but it's also a very shitty show. It's like it has this like kind of weird dual, like it's good in the sense that like it's raw and it actually depicts like how shitty people can be, but it does that whole like How I Met Your Mother thing where it tries to depict like bad people as good. Like they like literally everyone on that show is a bad person, but they try to depict them as like, oh no, they're only lots. Like no, they're actually just shitty people. Like I respect what you're doing, making it like relationships and like actually showing like how relationships go. But no, none of these people are good, and you're trying to depict them as good. So
cough, cough, cough. Schitt's Creek. Cough, cough, cough.
You shut up. You shut up now.
I swear to God, I will just beat you up right now.
Well,
you take it back.
There's not a good person.
You take it back right now.
They're becoming good people.
Patrick is a good
amazing.
person.
Patrick's
and people are good.
Twyla is a saint.
Oh my God, this is I did not
deserves better than David.
All right, hold on.
But David's becoming a good person.
Alexis, by the end of the show, is amazing.
They're all good people at the end of the show.
Oh my
God!
God!
So is Moira Rose.
I did not expect
it. Oh my God!
Basically, what I'm saying, like, there's some TV shows that like properly display the people as these were good.
Seinfeld.
Yes.
Good people.
Yeah, good people. Like Seinfeld, they never display these people as good people. They always show these people as shitty people. Same thing with Always Sunny in Philadelphia. With How I Met Your Mother, they are bad people.
Ted Mosby's a good... No, they're not. Ted Mosby's a good person.
Yeah, they are bad people. And
nope. Marshmallow is the greatest.
My point is that like there's some shows that's like, hey, these are good people, and they're like, no, they're not. Girls, I'm watching Girls, and it has some value, but Girls kind of like walks the line where like they pretend that they're good people, sort of, but they also say they're bad people, and they're kind of like, no, they're all bad people. So I sort of recommend Girls, is what I'm getting at. The end.
How does the cat like the tree
kangaroo?
kangaroo?
Hot take on Girls.
Hot take on Girls a decade later.
I was gonna say, the year is 2021.
I know. Like, 10 years later, Jesse says, like, okay, guys, let me tell you what I feel about Girls.
Hey, Jesse, what do you think about Sex in the City? Can you give us your take on that?
I actually haven't watched enough of it.
Actually, I don't care. I don't want your take on it.
Wait.
You guys, I just heard about this awesome show called MASH. What are we talking about?
All right, guys. There's this guy. His name is Hogan. He's a bunch of heroes. I gotta tell you about it.
That's funny you should mention that because I'm going to do something the very opposite with what I recommend a very new thing called 30 Rock, which, no, actually, I
hate 30 Rock.
I missed you what?
I hate 30
You hate it? No, you're crazy. I missed it the first time around, and I'm watching it now, and it is the exact my exact brand of silliness and smartness and cleverness all rolled into one show.
I don't know. I couldn't get into that.
I'm loving it.
I couldn't get
really?
into that. Mm.
I think I watched it when it was new. I watched like in the first episode or two, and I couldn't. But I because Loren was a big fan. It took a long time to get to the first Loren snap.
Wow. Enjoy the couch tonight, Sam.
Yeah, right. Loren was a big fan, and so, and I also liked Kimmy Schmidt a lot. So I'm like, okay, if this is the same kind of sensibility.
Was like good for a season.
Is 30 Rock the one that's done by the Rick and Morty guy?
What's that?
No.
Oh,
no. That's done by what's her face?
Tina Fey.
Tina Fey.
Community is the Rick and Morty guy.
Yeah. And then I'm going to plug one other thing, this book that is aimed, I would say it's aimed for children, but it's called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. It's got really beautiful art, and it's just a sweet, it's not even really tells a story. It's like...
This podcast is explicit and you're pushing a children's book.
Hey, I know my audience. No.
All right.
It's got,
I mean, you know better than me.
No, that's not.
it's got universal
audience singular.
truisms.
It is, yeah, it's got universal truism that, like, as I'm reading it, I'm like, oh, it touches the heart. And we're showing it to the rest of our Zoom group. Just the art is really cool and interesting.
Sam,
and it's just sweet.
That's a really nice looking book, but I feel that you were holding another book earlier that like maybe you should talk about.
Didn't you push that book like with a jingle?
Oh, I forgot.
Probably.
I'm going to totally change the subject and cut Jesse off, but we are watching Dickinson on Fridays. That's why I didn't think of it, because it's only every Friday. And it's a really good show. It's about Emily Dickinson, so...
I've heard of her.
Haley Steinfeld plays her, and it's really interesting take on her. I like it a lot.
Cool.
Oh, this is when we should have talked about Resident Alien. It's not that great, but it's
okay.
fun.
Oh, and WandaVision. I don't know if you guys are watching that. That's fun too.
Oh yeah, that's great.
I don't know, what is that? What are you talking about?
Yeah, you can look it up. I'm not going to tell you.
Loren, what are you into? Hi.
Okay.
You've been quiet for a while.
No worries. Lots of things. COVID has been a real great time to catch up on shows that I feel criminally negligent about. Like, why weren't we watching Avatar: Last Airbender 15 years ago? And on another show along those lines is on Hulu called Pen 15. And I
so
cannot
good.
remember if we talked about that before. But yeah, it's beautiful. For any listener that might not know, it's these two comedians in their mid-20s, and they are going back and playing themselves in junior high, and all their compatriots in school are played by actual junior hires, but it's just this beautifully painful and absurd and actually really emotionally resonant, hilarious comedy that just makes me feel like junior high is happening all over again, and it is hitting
And not in a good
so
way.
many life experiences. It's painful and beautiful.
It's actually funnier
I
because
think it is
they're in their early
fantastic.
30s playing high school.
Are they in their 30s?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're already coming out with
It is.
I think it works really well that they're adults playing children. It just makes it like all the more
It's so
absurd.
funny. It
Yeah.
makes it,
It's fantastic.
bearable if anything. And with the hindsight of like, you'll get through this and you'll be in your 30s and life will still be hard. But it's just so, then it's even more impressive that they're older and can still so perfectly remember exactly what it was like.
I actually heard that they got renewed for season 2. The season 2 is called 80085.
See what he did.
Wait, really?
I thought it was 8 == close parenthesis.
I think you guys are both fucking fired.
Well, have a good night, guys.
Wish you weren't so fucking awkward, bud.
Figure it out.
Letterkenny is great. Figured out.
Figure it out.
I want to say Letterkenny is great too.
Yeah, Letterkenny
And-
is always good.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that covers everything we do except for plugs. I know I've got something to plug. I've got Sam Sleuth, Stereotypical Noir Detective, but we're running long, so I won't go into too much detail. It's a comedy noir detective series that Loren and I are putting together through the quarantine. And
On YouTube.
On YouTube, it's fun. I like it. And just that, and check out that. We've done commentaries for 2 of the episodes, and check out the back catalog of In Defense of. I said catalog, weird. Check out the back catalog of In Defense of Bad Movies, because we've gotten to 50, and that means that there's a lot of them. Yeah, so that's about it for what I have to plug. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Plugs.
My Mistress podcast, and What Are You Into, it's been on a hiatus, but we're going to get back into it pretty soon. So please subscribe to that.
Awesome. It is enjoyable.
Thank you. That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
I'm making a video game. It's called Blasted.
Oh, that's awesome. Called what?
It's called Blasted.
Nice.
It's about it's about like a robot from the future that rips off Mega Man, and yeah.
Hey, if you're gonna
Don't
rip off,
admit it.
if you're gonna rip something off, rip off the best.
Yeah, no,
This has been
it's fun.
Scott Ackerman with America's Podcast.
It's honestly been it's literally been keeping me sane this entire time. Being able to like go home and like work on a video game after work. It's like, what the hell else am I gonna do?
And I played a little
That's
bit,
correct.
and it's incredibly impressive.
Thank you, Bobby. I honestly love your opinion. I love you. I don't like Laura. Laura's like negative.
was impressively
Laura's
incredible.
negative and shitty. So, but I love you.
Oh, thank you for another reason why this is explicit. That's why I have to make it explicit, because I just don't want to censor anyone. All right, any other plugs before we wrap it up?
You can
Cool,
you can
cool.
follow me on Instagram, lking15, and post lots of pictures of my brother's
Mostly of a
doggy,
dog.
My little niece, Moira Rose. Yeah.
Laura, just get your own dog for God's
No,
sakes.
it's too much
Yep.
fun to just see her all the time and
Actually,
take
like
pictures
that's
of
fair.
her.
Actually, I don't blame you.
Yeah,
I did the exact same thing.
Laura doesn't have to clean up
Yeah,
poop.
exactly.
No,
No, she's smart.
If I had my own dog, I would be so sad because couldn't give Moira all the attention that I give her. So
I thought you were going to say, because I wouldn't clean up afterwards.
no, Laura, you're actually, I won't say this often, but you're completely correct. I did the same thing with Ronnie and Leah. I totally took so many pictures of me and Jake, and then just left before I had to clean up poop.
I don't
they're great
mind
also for dating
cleaning up
profiles.
after her, but it's nice not having that responsibility because
That's what Bobby says every day.
I am very protective of her, so I am like constantly worried all the time. So
Constantine worried.
Nice.
So anyway,
Way to tie it back.
That's why. So
That was outstanding.
Thank you. I thought so.
You were born for podcasts.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, he takes a victory lap, and we just end it. So cool. Yeah, follow Laura.
yeah.
She posts things. And okay, well, you know what, guys? This has been a really fun 50th episode. That blows my mind.
Yeah.
And I
thanks
couldn't-
for having me
Congratulations,
back. Happy
congratulations,
50th.
Bobby, Loren, Sam, and other Loren.
I'm not on it anymore.
Okay, well,
She says as she's on the podcast.
that's no surprise. I would kick
This
you
is
out.
just your imagination.
I would have kicked you out first.
All right, well, thank you to everyone who's listened to all 50 of them. Ronnie, you rock. Just listening to any of them though, like it really means a lot to us. So thank you for that.
For real.
And yeah, and any last words? I've been trying to work on a sign off, but I forgot to put one. So I'm going to put the last line on my page, which is thanks, plugs, goodbye. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bum, bum, bum,
Bye.
bum, bum, bum.
So
Damn it, Laura! I just tried to clean the hanging parts of your lamp off my monitor.
oh.
What, mine?
Yeah,
streaks.
the hanging switches on your
right
lamp.
there.
I was sitting here trying to scrape them off my monitor.
Sorry, we tried turning this off and putting that light, but
No,
Oh, it does look like that.
it's fine. I mean, it's definitely a Ronnie
Bobby
problem.
maybe moved his computer down, I wouldn't have that problem as much.
Yeah, Bobby.
No, it's fine.
No, it's totally
What are you
fine.
gonna do?
It's literally something that exists in the air.
Yeah, the answer is that Ronnie's an idiot.
Yes.
Hey,
This is good
Often
podcast
hates.
material.
Although,
while we're talking about things,
moving down to highlight more of Laura's chest is going to make this podcast skyrocket.
while we're obviously recording things that I will later delete, Bobby and Laura, do you want to do Bobby and Laura defend gender politics in this one, or should we skip it?
I don't know. I think Bobby had mentioned like there are a lot of uncomfortable scenes of her chest, of Rachel Weisz's chest in there. Like there was like the camera would zoom in on her chest, and
It was uncomfortable.
I,
It made my
uh,
trousers very tight.
I was noticing that too. It was like it would zoom in, like when he was like putting the necklace on, or you know, like it just would gravitate towards her chest at like certain points, and it was just maybe a little too much for that. But I don't know if there's that much more to talk about.
Ah.